Hey everyone, I'm Sharon, and my dad's asked me just to share a few things that I've learned about pressing on and persevering. And so the first thing I would just want to say is I've only learnt this through going through stuff where I've had to press on and persevere, and I know I've still got plenty more to learn. But I would say the key for me for pressing on is to press in to God. And I have got 5 P's that I want to share with you today. So the first one is his promises. The second one is his presence. Thirdly, his pauses. Fourthly, his purposes. And finally, his people. And I've got a verse for each one as well. So let's start with his promises. At the beginning of the year, God gave me this promise from Matthew 11:28-30. Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. Sometimes it has been downright awful trying to keep going, but other times I have seen a way forwards, and I've learned it's okay to feel lots of different things at the same time. I can enjoy stuff as well as struggling with things, but it is important to acknowledge those hard things and take them to God. And these verses are an incredible invitation to go to Him. He loves us, He cares for us, and He can give us rest and enable us under His yoke to keep going. So let's hold on to promises that He's given us. Secondly, His presence. Isaiah 41 verse 10 says, "Do not fear, for I am with you. For do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." And I felt really quite lonely in a lot of the difficult circumstances I've had to go through. Maybe physically lonely because I'm a team of 1 working here in Lima, and I live alone. Emotionally lonely because you can just think no one else is really getting what I'm going through. Spiritually lonely because sometimes you just, where's God? Where are you in all of this? But it is a lie that we're alone, and time again, God reiterates His presence with His children. And I thank goodness that the reality of His presence with me is not based on my perception of it. So let's remember He is always with us. Thirdly, His pauses. In Genesis 2, it says, "By the 7th day, God had finished the work He had been doing. So on the 7th day, He rested from all His work. Then God blessed the 7th day and made it holy, because on it He rested from all the work of creating that He had done." I had my first ever anxiety attack a few months ago, and God gave me a really clear image the next day of a stop-go sign and of traffic lights. And a stop sign isn't forever. It is a pause that we need to have so that we can move forward safely. And I've learned that pressing on and persevering doesn't mean never pausing. The day that God rested was made into the most special holy day, and it's a rhythm that we all need. We need to pause, to rest, and to take breaks, and that is okay. Fourthly, His purposes. 1 Corinthians 15:56-58 says, "The sting of death is sin, and the power of sin is the law. But thanks be to God. He gives us the victory through our Lord Jesus Christ. Therefore, my dear brothers and sisters, stand firm. Let nothing move you. Always give yourselves fully to the work of the Lord, because you know that your labour in the Lord is not in vain." I am a selfish creature. I want to be comfortable, I want to be happy, and I definitely want things to be done the way I want them to be done. But we must never forget that we're part of a bigger picture. We're part of God's huge purposes for this world. He's working on things we can't even begin to imagine, and we can't reduce Him down to our small world. It's been good for me to be challenged by friends not to complain, but to keep turning back to God all the time. And I need that fresh reminder that God is so big. He's the creator and the sustainer of the universe. He is sovereign and eternal. He's holy and just. He is perfect and loving. And in Him we have the victory. And if He chooses to use difficult things and pain as part of His plan, I have to trust Him, and I can trust Him because He is good. And finally, His people. Ephesians 4. "Instead, speaking the truth in love, we will grow to become in every respect the mature body of him who is the head, that is, Christ. From him the whole body, joined and held together by every supporting ligament, grows and builds itself up in love as each part does his work. One of the biggest things I have learned this year is that you can't press on your own all the time. I used to be quite independent and more self-sufficient, but I think God is breaking that down in me, and so I can depend much more on him. And in his grace, he is providing other people to support me as well, to help me press on. Healthy perseverance is not a solo act. So we need to speak to others and get help when needed. We're not designed to do this Christian life alone. So my keys to pressing on are to press into God, to his promises, his presence, his pauses, his purposes, along with his people. God bless you.